1, go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first JCP Endzone Perspective. Here I am, your host, Jacob, along with lovely co-hosts, Chooch and Cole. On the first ever episode here, we will be going over the NFL draft, who did good, who did bad, who did just mediocre. And then after that, we'll be going with some training camp, talking about that, how the drafts are going along with the team, how they're set, maybe some signings going in the team as well. And then at the end, we'll be going into some hot takes to end it off, going into the NFL season. Cole, best in the draft this season?
Well, that's a really good question. In my opinion, I believe it's the Detroit Lions. And if you look at this class, it's pretty easy to see why. You got the best offensive player from the Alabama Crimson Tide last year in Jahmyr Gibbs. And, I mean, what is there not to like about this guy? He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a great runner. He runs hard, almost like Najee Harris used to. You Bama folks will remember that, and Steelers fans. But he's a little bit better. He's a little bit more versatile, and he's very quick. That's why I love this pick for the Lions. And then following that up, you got guys like Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, and Hendon Hooker that were just like tremendous. That stretch was awesome. And then, the last three picks, they kind of bottomed out, but nobody bats 1,000. So I also really like that Jack Campbell pick too, because I think it solidifies that defense and he can be a true leader in terms of, what they've needed there in Detroit for a while. And then I think the best pick comes at that quarterback position, Hendon Hooker. We got to see him at Tennessee. Me and Chooch are the big college football buffs here, by the way. So we got to watch this guy absolutely torch defenses. Torched LSU, torched Alabama. The Georgia game, I don't really hold it too much against him because it was kind of him versing the whole Georgia team. But he did good in the parts he needed to all year. So I think the Lions had the best draft in terms of just all-around versatility and addressing needs. What would you say, Pizza?
I cannot agree with you more, Cole. I'm really happy about the Lions draft. This, especially since my hometown team, it's a great thing to see. I'm noticing Yahoo Sports is not favoring the picks. In Yahoo Sports, it says Jahmyr Gibbs has a grade of an F, along with Jack Campbell. So there's just some hate from Yahoo. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how Jack Campbell gets along with the other defensive players in the locker room. And I am excited to see Jahmyr Gibbs, even though I was questionable at the first. And I did see him get drafted. When I see him got drafted, that I do also think that I had the best draft this season. Because it's another thing. No one's talking about the Lions, really. I don't have sports analysis going over the Lions, which is kind of weird to me. A lot of them talking about the Eagles, and other teams like that, the Colts too. But I haven't seen anyone talk about the Lions as much. While hurting.
Yeah, I certainly wonder that because it's like, you look all around and it's like, where did they miss? I know the draft rankings and all, like a lot of people have the Campbell and the Gibbs pick as an F, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, that's just people going, their team didn't, blah, 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 but I mean, whatever. Everyone's got an opinion.
That's very true. Everybody's armchair coach, as they say.
Meanwhile, I'm going to stay in the same division, but switch teams. I'm going to go to the state of Minnesota, where the Vikings, I think, had a great draft. I like the Jordan Addison pick. I think the Blackman pick is a better pick than people say. And they even went and got Jay Ward and Jaquelin Roy, and they even got DeWayne McBride, who I believe last year led the nation in yards after contact.
You are correct, by the way.
Running, so that's impressive. All in all, this was an athletic group that they drafted that needed this team needed this infusion of athleticism and youth, I think. And with the division as wide open as it was, the Lions and the Vikings, I think, put themselves in the best division. Not the best division, best position to win the division.
To win the
division.
There we go. I knew what you were saying.
That's what I was going for, man.
No, but I agree with you. I mean, with the Vikings, they had... Look, you already have Justin Jefferson, and he's you could say the best, you could say one of the best. I think him and Jamar Chase are like interchangeable in terms of 1 and 2, for me personally. But you add another top-tier wideout with Jordan Addison, who can help out Jefferson, so that way it's not just the Jefferson show. Like, that's insane. And then you add in Jaron Hall in case you're getting sick of Kirk Cousins. Like,
a lot of people
are. You also got to remember, Kellen Mond was drafted there last year.
Well, I thought it was 2 years ago, but yeah, no.
Was it 2 years ago? But they drafted a guy last year, or was it Nick Fitz? They drafted a guy last year. I know that for a fact. In 22 at quarterback. I'll find it, and I'll put it in there later. I'll put it on the description.
So yeah, but I think it just adds versatility, like having a guy like that who can do multiple things and is very good at being able to scramble and extend plays.
Yes.
So I think it really helps out that offense.
Really hate that they had such a good draft. They got some pretty good cornerbacks, especially late in the round. Late in like
y'all's focus.
Right.
Up in Detroit, the focus has to be start strong. Don't finish strong like you always do. Start strong and then finish strong instead of start okay and then finish strong. Like that's just how it has to be.
We do that this season. Teams I hate the most when I have to praise them are the Vikings and the Packers. Those are the teams when I do good, especially with the Kirk Cousins. It's like, why do they win so many games?
Exactly.
It's luck.
Not Andrew Luck though.
Yeah, luck.
Chooch, you think did what would you think did the worst in the draft? I want to hear your opinion.
I'm taking the Commanders here.
Commanders?
I don't like the KJ Henry move. The edge rusher out of Clemson. I don't like. I mean, the Braden Daniels pick's okay, but I mean, I thought he was a little small at times. I know he's 6'4", but he's 290. I mean, guys now they're 300 pounds, 300 plus pounds.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, could be strong. Also Stromberg. I mean, good depth, but I don't think he's got the best hands. And the Martin pick, he's okay, but he's not going to show stop. But he could be better. I mean, Forbes, I think, was the best pick, and I think he was one of the better guys in the draft for a corner. But I think Washington missed the mark here on what they needed.
Yeah, like me personally, I think Forbes was the best corner heading into this draft, and I was very vocal about that because I really like him as a player. Watching him at Mississippi State a lot, he just seemed to be everywhere. So I think that was great. But yeah, like you were saying, Chooch, like everything else was kind of just like mediocre when they could have done a lot better. I don't mind the Ricky Stromberg pick as much because I think he could almost be like Frank Ragnow for the Lions if he develops right. But under this team, that's very
a big if.
Yeah. All right, Pisa, what you got?
I have to agree too. Like this draft, I don't think anyone did terrible. There was a team that like did super bad. If there had to be a bad team that did the worst in the draft, it was probably the Commanders. You could have gotten a lot better with your picks, and you would have gotten a lot of different positions instead of going safety or anything like that. But the Commanders is like team. They have too many holes to fill, and especially like it's just hard to fix that team up.
Well, and also it doesn't help when you're not addressing the major issues because like the thing I hate about this team too, they always address the defense and have a really good defense, but then when it comes to the offense, it's like they're scared to draft offensively in like skill positions. They only took one offensive skill position. One.
Chris
And that was
Rodriguez.
the running back out of Kentucky, Chris Rodriguez, which he is good. No hate to him or anything. Like he was a tremendous player, but it's like you could have got another wideout to help out Scary Terry. You could have maybe thought about a quarterback. A lot of people had him taking Hendon Hooker. Like I don't understand what the thought process.
Sam
was.
Howell's the future.
See, I agree. But at the same time, I think you get somebody just as insurance, just in case that does not go to fruition.
They kind of remind me of the Cardinals. Oh, again, I've been a fan for not that many years, but I don't think Kyler Murray is doing it well in the quarterback position.
No,
should have kept Rosen.
No, it's like, when was the last time they were at the playoffs? 4 years ago? 4 years ago?
3 years
ago.
Like, I get
yeah.
that they drafted
3-4 years.
They drafted a quarterback. Who was it? Clayton Tune.
But yeah, Clayton Tune was the guy this year they got from Houston.
Yep. Kid's a stud.
Like, we get that you
Facts.
wasn't he really early? Wasn't he the first round pick or something? Here he was drafted, or
No.
What am I thinking of?
No,
Fourth
round.
round.
Or no, 5th round, excuse me.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is not it, and that's why the Commanders have him, is because they kept him around for so long, and like he's just not been doing good. He cares more about the Call of Duty gun, actual weapons that he has on.
True. Well, my team that I think severely missed the mark in the draft, and I'm about to get absolutely smoked by Alabama fans. By the way, I welcome it. Come on in, folks. The Carolina Panthers. Hear me out before you want to kill me. Bryce Young is not him. He is not. You could have got CJ Stroud. He was the best quarterback in this draft, hands down. And you took Bryce Young. This is a decision I think people are going to go back and laugh at and go, how did you miss out on CJ Stroud? And I don't per se hate Bryce Young. I just don't think he's as good as people think. I like his pocket presence and I like his coolness in big moments, but like everything else, I'm just not impressed. And then on top of that, Jonathan Mingo, you took him over, the options you had like Cedric Tillman or Jalen Hyatt. I just don't get it. Personally, I think either one of them were better. And I think the only pick to where I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. That's pretty good was Jamie Robinson. But everything else, I was mind baffled. I think this was the worst draft out of anybody.
What's bad when the first overall is a B plus.
I don't disagree, but I think Bryce Young's ability for Magic's going to win him more games and keep him around for a while. Like, not Kirk Cousins, but who's the guy that's been around way too long for no reason?
I was gonna say Cousins. So
I mean,
but
he doesn't have any magic.
Well, yeah,
It was all Stafford and Rodgers.
I mean,
been around for way too long. That's a good question.
I mean, no one now. They're all young and. I mean,
I was gonna say the whole old generation died.
I like the Mingo pick. The DJ Johnson pick's okay, and I really like the Jamie Robinson pick. I think he's a better
Me
safety
too.
than people give him credit for. But I mean, I don't know. I think CJ Stroud was a better quarterback, but we'll see, right?
Well, that's why they play the games.
Who's your man
No.
pick, Cole? Or middle of the field? Huh?
Oh, did you have something?
You know, if like they go to the playoffs really good, that this clip is gonna like it's gonna be really bad for you. Just letting you know.
This is going to circulate in such a negative way, and like I said, I embrace it. Come on in, anybody who wants to laugh, mark it down. But hey, if it's right, you people better show up too.
And again,
It's
gonna
gonna be
the
those you were.
first overall pick is a draft grade of a B+. Like, it's just
Right.
Well, I mean, also they said Jack Campbell's pick was an F, so I'm not really taking
Yeah,
their stuff to heart.
not Austin Yahoo
True.
Sports either, but I'm doing it for the comedy. All right.
But to answer your question, Chooch, I think the most middle draft was the LA Rams. Because as I look here, like, I think they did a good job to some degree of addressing needs. I just think they could have done better. Like, for example, like Steve Avila from TCU, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, I can let it pass. Then you take Byron Young from Tennessee, and it's like, I think you could have did better at edge, but it's not the worst pick in the world. Then you go, Stenson Bennett from Georgia as your quarterback of the future, and it's like the dude is 27.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around forever. I don't get it. I think he'd be like a good short-term option, but if
bridge.
you're looking for something more, like, yeah, no. Nick Hampton's a good pick. I think by far their best pick. But and Travis Hodges Tomlinson was also a really good pick too.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I was just like, it's kind of mediocre. There really isn't a big name that's like, oh. But there also isn't players to where I'm like, this is the worst draft ever. Get out of my face. So this is my middle of the road draft.
Personally, for me, I think I'm surprised you didn't take this one because I thought you were. I thought I heard you talking about it earlier week. I take this for the like one in the middle of the road.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I don't see a lot of good potential in the Saints' future. Derek Carr, he's nice if you get a quarterback, but they got Jack Heiner. I'm hoping I'm saying that from Fresno.
Jake Haener?
Jake Haener. I don't know why I said Jack. Dude, I'm tired, man.
And did you say if they got a quarterback?
Yeah, I didn't see a quarterback. I thought this. I'm a bit tired,
but
wait.
Okay, yeah.
So I think Derek Carr can. You don't have to be that great of a quarterback, somewhat of a mentor to a new drafted quarterback. You just have to have, which I think Derek Carr has. How long has he been in the
11 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
11 years. So yeah, that's a lot of experience to give to a new quarterback that could be starting. So, but other than that, like I don't see a lot of other good picks besides the edge position from Isaiah Foskey and Notre Dame.
Solid guy from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't see anything that like really impresses me. They're not. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't. It wasn't like Eagles.
Well, yeah, that's true. I will say one of the picks I really like though is that Brian Breesy from Clemson. Kid can eat.
I mean, and I like the Kendre Miller pick.
That's a good one too from TCU. Just a solid put him in anywhere back.
Like Kendrick, that, and I mean, I like the Jake Hayner pick. I think Hayner's one of the more underrated quarterbacks out of the draft last year. And Carr's going to be a good mentor. So I mean, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, pretty good ones there, Jacob.
I'm gonna switch it up here and go Patriots. I don't think they really did much of anything.
Thank you.
I think Christian Gonzalez and Jake Andrews were the two best moves they made, and Kayshawn. But besides that, who are half of these guys? I know Isaiah Bolden's good because he was Dion's like prodigy in Jackson State. Amir Speed, I never heard of him start with Michigan State, and we've watched how many Michigan State, how many Big Ten games?
Quite a few.
Demario Douglas, I know he's good, but like Bryce Behringer, get a punter.
Keon White's another good one.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't see the need for all of this when you have already one of the highest paid young middle of the pack O-lines for age.
That's true.
I get the Kayshawn Boutte and the Demario Douglas thing because, but Matt Patricia's going to ruin it anyway, so that's my worst team is the Patriots.
Yeah, so with the Patriots, I mean, I agree for the most part. I don't even really like Christian Gonzalez that much.
I don't think it was a good
okay. I like, if I had to choose some picks here, I like the Keon White from Georgia Tech, just a solid guy. And he made some really good plays for the Yellow Jackets. I also like Kayshawn Boutte when his head's on right. He's one of the most flighty players right now. But if his head's on right, look out. And but a pick that really rubbed me the wrong way was when they took Maffa from
UCLA.
Oh no, from what is that school that just lost?
That's Sacramento State.
Thank you, Sacramento State. I didn't understand this. Like, you had the choice at some really good linebackers at this point. You could have went, Henry To'oTo'o from Alabama. You could have went Owen Papo from Auburn. You could have went Micah Baskerville from LSU, and you choose this guy. Like, it doesn't add up. But Belichick does.
Yeah,
Belichick
I was going to say it's Belichick with a linebacker. Are you really going to second guess that?
I mean, hey, everybody hated Juwan Bentley, and look how that turned
exactly.
No matter how, like, the one thing a Patriots hater, it will find a way to season or be as good as a really mediocre team. They'll find a way to be
true.
It's a Belichick.
The Belichick way, man. He does it. And it's just like,
how?
He'll pick the most random guy ever, and they'll be great.
A little late for Mac Jones. It's getting a little late.
I don't know about that. I think Mac Jones still has some time to where he could, come up and still do pretty well, but I personally, and I was talking to Chooch about this earlier today, ironically enough, I would give the keys to the Patriots offense to Bailey Zappi. The kid, 69 touchdowns at Western Kentucky. He broke Burrow's regular season, record. I think he's one of the best, most underrated players in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
Just put it there. And band.
That'll flash across the
I'm
screen.
not a Mac Jones fan. I'm not a Patriots fan, and I was when Ravens beat him. Happy I insulted it in my fan friend. Cover most of the draft. What we got?
Yeah, we all did our three teams.
Well, one more question from each of you, and not too long on this. Who are you most excited for who got drafted?
Who?
Like, who got drafted that are
Talking
you most
player-wise?
excited for to see on whatever team they got drafted for?
Okay, so I'll take first crack here because I got two,
Yeah,
and I'll
I'm
keep
with you
them
there.
kind of short and nice. My first, Aiden O'Connell. He got drafted to Vegas, and I've been saying this since pre-draft. He is the third best quarterback in this class. It went he watching him at Purdue is special. They've produced really good quarterbacks in the past. This is the next
Drew
one.
Brees.
And exactly, yeah, Drew Brees. That guy's pretty good.
Okay.
And then my second one, actually, and this might come as a surprise to some of you, Anthony Richardson for the Colts. Now, hear me out. I was not the biggest supporter of his. I don't think he's per se great, but I do think that he's working with the same guy who helped Jalen Hurts be who Jalen Hurts is today. And not to mention a coach that can get him involved in the run game and utilize his raw athletic ability. He's going to be fun to watch with the Colts, folks. You heard it here first. And also, I do want to say this. He might take a little bit to transition fully, so give it a little time before you come back and go, man, this take was way off. Give it a few years, I'm telling you. And if it flops in a few years, then of course come back and clown if you want. I'm here. I embrace it.
It's what round did that quarterback they used?
Aiden O'Connell.
Round 4.
O'Connell?
So that's 8. So
Yeah, round 4.
so good. You're
Not really.
well.
For a kid that has 2 years of starting experience, it's pretty good.
How Cole was like, he said he's a third best quarterback. Me though, it has to probably be Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions have just something with running backs.
Solid.
I'm sure he'll do amazing in Detroit. I'm really excited to see him. Again, I was skeptical when they first picked him because we got David Murray from the Bears. And I was pretty sad when we seen Jamal Williams leave. Brought such good morale.
Not to mention DeAndre Swift.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, didn't D Swift go to the Eagles? I wasn't that upset
Yes,
about
he
DeAndre
did.
Swift. If I'll be honest. Like, he was good, but it's like...
DeAndre, please don't watch this.
He wasn't Jamal. He had that nerdy like aesthetic to him, and it was awesome. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Jahmyr. I'm really excited to see Jahmyr Gibbs go to the Lions. Air it up. Who do you think?
I got 2,
Okay.
along with Cole, but I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do in Atlanta. I think he's the next AP out of this class. I think the kid's a phenomenal runner. I think he's the best runner that's not named Deuce Vaughn. And he's just got a way of making people miss and being exciting. If you see Bijan Robinson with open space, you're like, kiss him goodbye. It's a touchdown, homie. Hey, he's gone.
Watch the Bama
I
game
think
for that.
that's a big one. And also, I'm excited to see what kind of life Joey Porter brings to the Steelers secondary. I think he was top 3 in corners in the draft, and how he brings. I want to see how he brings it around to Pittsburgh and what they can do with him.
And that family legacy, of course, running deep too.
Yep.
The running backs are just so entertaining for some reason. They have an energy in them. You get a really good one, or you get 1 2 yards of play.
You get a really good one, or you get Ezekiel Elliott, who becomes a center and dies.
Okay, we need that on our soundboard. Okay, we covered the draft. I'm pretty happy with how we went with that. Let's go on to camp. Training camp's going for the NFL teams.
All right.
Well,
Well, I'll start again. And I think everything I've heard has been about two players. I've heard about Bryce Young and I've heard about Anthony Richardson. And both organizations have said they absolutely love both of these guys. And I think the most shocking one was Richardson because so many people were like, "Oh, he's athletic, but can he be a leader?" Well, guess what? These reports are saying he's the guy in Indianapolis, the guy they've been needing. And Bryce Young, as much as I'm not a huge fan, like I said, he has fit the culture well with Carolina.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching a lot of draft class. I actually tried watching draft class camp. I actually tried watching it. I seen a YouTube recommend like a training camp. I was like, I'll watch this. I think it was like the Steelers, and I was like, who? Why aren't any of these guys players? It was from like 2 years ago. So did me a old video. And what I've been hearing a lot, I've been watching. I watched a couple of the Ravens favorite team, the Ravens training camp. Like I'm really excited to see Odell Beckham here. I've seen him catch some passes, and so excited to see Lamar finally get a good wide receiver. Also, Zay Flow's showing a lot of promise. You guys are haters. Showing a lot of promise at camp. The other player I've been hearing a lot, like how you've been hearing a player, I've been hearing Baker Mayfield overthrow everybody. It's not connecting at all. Baker Mayfield.
I was gonna bring that up too. Watch the Baker Mayfield versus Kyle Trask battle.
Man, who's gonna win?
I know, awful. Right? That's crazy.
The best part is like
Absolutely
the people posting
terrible.
the videos on Instagram and TikTok are like betting, like so funny. Yeah. You see,
Jameson Williams knows a thing or two about.
It's so funny to see like an official company just trash a player for like no. You're really exposing them, man. We know they're not going to be great. Okay, we know they're probably like 5 wins. You don't need to show more.
That defense is really good though.
That is true.
You got Baker
Mayfield. I mean, like all the quarterback has to do in Tampa is just throw passes at the target or in and around his targets, and he's okay. You have arguably one of the best receivers to play the game of football, Mike Evans. I don't care what you say, Cole. Shut up. Statistically, he's one of the best to ever played a game. Okay, shut up.
Who your favorite player is?
I'm sorry.
It's Mike Evans, by the way, folks.
So I also do want to bring this up about the Buccaneers since we were just kind of clowning them. They did get better though. And this is something, again, I was talking with these guys earlier today, and, folks, and maybe you'll be able to remember this too, but when I grew up, watching football, it was defense that truly won out. It was long games that were grinding. Mm-hmm. You didn't have the flashy quarterbacks that made every throw, and it wasn't such a passing game. It was a run-heavy game, grind it out, beat them, outman them. And back then, this Buccaneer team would be a very scary team. But we're in the modern age to where, throwing the football for a lot of yards is a thing. So I think this defense is going to be really good. I just don't know how much that helps this Buccaneer team in terms of what you need today to compete.
Another thing that's really good about them is a lot of them are pretty young. Pretty young defense. hardly a lot of
That's true too.
people over 30. You know,
And that's the thing too, like with the QB battle as well, say Baker doesn't fizzle out and you try Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask in college, a lot of people forget it. He was really good, and the bright side, he's still very young. If he picks up the game, man, look out. And he learned under Brady.
Yeah, I mean, Trask is only 25, where Baker's 28, and they got that Wolford from Wake Forest, who's 27, who's got 3 years in the league. But I mean, listen, Trask is your prototype, right? He's a big guy. He can move, but he can't run well. He's elusive. But I mean, we also saw Trask make really good throws in college.
Him and Kyle Pitts, man, that Florida team was something else.
But
just ignore the LSU shoe throw.
Yeah, right. My thing for camp is the Giants. Stephon Diggs. Not Stephon Diggs. I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley. I was thinking big guys.
You always think of big guys.
If Saquon doesn't have a long-term deal, we're probably not getting him at the start of the season. So it's probably gonna be Matt Breida starting for us if Saquon ain't here.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. But I'm excited to see what this new team does. I mean, we went and got Bryce Ford Wheaton, Jalen Hyatt. I mean, come on.
Oh, Hyatt.
Yeah, come on. And we saw what our backups can do last year, and we added 2 top receivers in the draft. So, come on.
Wait, who are the 2? You only got Hyatt.
Hyatt and Wheaton. I still think Wheaton's better than people are giving him credit for.
Oh, he was a free agent.
Bryce Ford Wheaton?
Yeah.
What? Well, he was undrafted? I thought he was drafted.
No, he was undrafted. That's why it caught me off guard.
I mean, and then I really like Bellinger, Daniel Bellinger, also Darren Waller, and then Ryan Jones.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I mean, this team, and how does Daniel Jones do with all this, right? Like, now you have weapons. It's your second year with your coach.
And you got a contract.
Yeah. Don't be what Josh Allen did. Don't decide they're going to pay you and then go, okay, I'm going to give it 50%.
Chooch, as a Giants
True.
fan, are you worried that we got a deal done with Saquon?
No. That running back, but there's running backs that deserve a starting job that don't have one that would come play in New York to make a point. Because when you're in New York sports, especially the better New York teams, the Giants are the better New York football team.
Sorry, Jets.
No, I'm not sorry, Jets.
Imagine the Jets.
You're on the island. You're where LaGuardia is. Go away. No, it's no, because listen, we played without Saquon for 2 years, and it wasn't Saquon's fault. We sucked. It was our own lines.
It's got a point.
Now we have an O-line.
Oh, speaking of the O-line, too, adding John Michael Schmitz in the draft, beautiful pick. I love that guy.
Yeah, I like it, too. I mean, I like how this team looks now.
I'm really liking how
just Andrew Thomas is in his 4th, is coming in. You know, we got a lot of good young guys coming in. Evan Neal from Bama. I like that pick.
Yeah. Neal, man, what a difference.
You know,
man.
I liked the Wyatt Davis pick 2 years ago. I like the Joshua Izudu pick from North Carolina. Or not pick, but signing. No, drafted 2022. So it's last year. So he was a rookie last year. So it's, you know, I'm reading a year behind. Leave me alone. This isn't updated yet to go with it. But you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Saying how I like seeing a lot of now, like, you know, all these guys getting paid so much money. They're like, "I'll give me like $1 million to kneecaps. Can you like give me something, please? I can afford a hospital bill." I like seeing running backs are like getting sick of getting like football pay is terrible. You know, it's great. It's the best sport to be in for money.
Pretty good, you know.
But running backs get very bad deals when you look at their contracts. Like they don't get paid that well, like as you think they should. I like seeing how running backs are kind of like more money. I'm not gonna sign with you. I'm sick of this. Sick of breaking my legs for you.
Exactly.
Like the NFL just kind of like teams see running backs as like we'll get yards, and when he gets injured, we'll bring in another one.
Just leave
Here's
him.
$3 million. It's like come.
Here's $1,000. Buy yourself a dog. You know.
I can't even pay rent. I have to sit in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I paid $3,000. It's great.
Oh, also, since we're on the topic of the Giants, I do want to say this again. Well, it almost kind of leads into our next segment, but not exactly. The only pick I really hated from the Giants, and Chooch already knows what I'm going to say, I did not like the Deontay Banks pick. I think you could have went Emmanuel Forbes, got the best corner in the draft, and then I was kind of like, whoa. But Deontay, like, he's not horrible. He's just not great. I don't think so, at least.
Okay, Chooch has died, so we're going to move on to a hot take.
What do you mean? I was done.
I asked your opinion on
Colton. Done. Oh, I mean, he wasn't. I mean, what? I mean, him and I have had this conversation a million times. I'm not going to beat a dead horse.
Well, they don't.
I don't care. He shut down Marvin Harrison Jr. last year when they played. So, okay.
All right.
He's better than 90% of the receivers in the league. As a sophomore in college. Get off my level. He's a freshman. Come on.
Get off my level.
I think we're ready to wrap it up with last segment.
Let's go.
Hot takes. It's not restricted to anything. It can be It could be literally like I think Patrick Mahomes will throw like 20,000 yards this season. Anything. No.
You really think that though?
No, I'm not that crazy. Jared will be the best quarterback.
That'd be something.
All right. I actually want to go first for this.
Please stop.
I see.
Oh, bro.
Lions. Like, because I'm from Michigan. Detroit Lions going to the conference.
L by the way.
See them going to the. They made it. I don't see. I'm not
to
gonna
the conference championship.
say they're gonna. I'm saying they're gonna go to the conference. I really like. I love Campbell. I like. Got another last name on there with Jack Campbell. I think what is amazing. I don't see any huge holes that they have to patch up. Don't say quarterback, Cole. I will stab you. It's amazing.
Quarterback.
Anyway.
I mean, maybe if they start Hendon Hooker, they could win a Super Bowl, but, you know, that's just...
I hope Jared Goff goes to your house. Just stay.
Okay.
It just hears menacing. Menacing. Okay. Hate on him too much, he's gonna come after you. Alright? You're not moving closer. I hope you know.
He'll just
not
be
that far,
staring at me. What is this, like 5 minutes?
You know he's not that far. He's just stayed away. He's just a bridge away. Anyway, I love the wide receivers that they got in there. Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Shark, I believe.
You know, Jamison Williams is suspended for 6 games, right?
Probably not.
You allowed? Okay, I'll follow that up. Now, this might come as a shock to some of you, but I'm telling you, I think Jalen Hyatt wins Rookie of the Year.
Really?
For Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, sir. I think he is one of the best rookies in terms of wideouts. And hear me out. 5 touchdowns in one game against Alabama.
Okay.
I state my case.
Okay.
That's impressive. And I think at the next level, he continues to build off of what he did at Tennessee. He's one of the best route runners. He doesn't get enough credit, and he's got the perfect frame. He's going to be explosive this year. Barring
Who are you
injuries,
talking
of
about?
course.
Sorry,
Right.
my
Jalen Hyatt.
thing was disconnected for a second.
That was funny when you gave your take and we're all just waiting and you're like,
All it was, yeah, they're going to Super
dead.
Bowl, and then I just leave.
So yeah, that's my first hot take though. Jalen Hyatt, he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I like that. Chooch, ready for you?
Shoot.
Josh Allen wins MVP this year and loses the AFC Championship game.
And the championship?
To who?
Yeah, loses it to Cincinnati.
Gonna go to the Super Bowl again?
Oh.
No.
You guys, this is a bit early. Who do you think is gonna go to the Super Bowl? Who you want, not who you want. Who you think?
Oh man. Man, that's tough because
So early.
like there's so many good teams out there, and like everybody looks good after the draft, right? It's when you get on the field that's when it gets dicey. So, from the AFC side, and I truly mean this, and not just because I like the quarterback, but I think Cincy. I'm gonna go Cincy makes it this year. I think they finally get over that Kansas City thing, or like Chooch was saying, like I think Buffalo gets there, and then Cincy beats them again because
The way to beat
Cincy's Buffalo's dad.
Way to beat the
Sorry,
dead horse
Buffalo
of fans, man.
but
They're already crying
just true.
from last year. They're crying when Stephon Diggs was yelling at Josh Allen.
Right.
And then from the NFC, oh yeah, dude, their heart just like snapped into a million pieces. Also, I do think the Jags continue in the AFC too. They look really good, but in terms of the NFC side, this is where it gets weird because I know the obvious answer. You could just say the Eagles and call it a day because I mean they got so much depth, and now you had Jalen Carter and Ringo and Nolan Smith, and like I get it. But I don't think the Eagles make it this year. I think they get beat by the Giants.
Really?
Yeah, I love this Giants
You
team.
think we
I think
finally
they
don't
do
suck
really
against them?
good this year. Yeah, I think you guys beat them. I don't know if the Giants make it to the Super Bowl. You know what? I'm okay. This is gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna say
Lose.
the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl.
Really?
Lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be a Bengals Vikings Super Bowl because Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. The only part of this team that kills them is their quarterback play, but I just don't know how you blow Addison and Jefferson. I'm sure it can happen, and it probably will, but that's my Super Bowl. Bengals, Vikings.
Okay.
That would be interesting to see. I would like that.
And also 2 years ago, that was a week 1 matchup, so
Yeah.
it would be kind of funny.
Yeah, it
I'm
would.
not gonna say the Chiefs, the Eagles. Is no. It's a boring answer.
Going hard.
No. Really. This is so hard. Out of so many teams, and to pick two.
Right.
Two teams that are just surprise teams, or just teams that are just going to make it.
Whoever
Yeah, Chooch, you
think.
go. But wow, like
Cincinnati and the Giants. I'm only saying the Giants because I'm with Cole on this one. I think we're a better team than people think, and I think the offense finally comes alive. And I think Saquon and the Giants get a deal done, and they're going to win it.
I like that. Yeah, because, and the thing about the Giants too, like, again, nobody wants to talk about this, but all they ever really needed, in my opinion, was a coach, and they finally got one. Dable, is it?
Yep,
Brian Dable. What a job that guy's done. Like, how can you not love that guy?
No, for real.
Like, he
how
took
can you
a
not?
team that most people thought was going to be like 7-10 last year and got them to believe in themselves, buy into the system, and play way above than anybody expected.
wow, I just seen the 49 class. Oh my
Me
god.
too.
The 49ers draft. I'm surprised I didn't
it's rough.
choose them for worst. Jesus. Anyway, I'm gonna go.
Another team that's gonna go
for the 49ers. AFC's like the NFC doesn't have that many quality teams, but the AFC's. You got the Bills,
AFC's the Wild
Dolphins, Bengals, Browns, Chiefs. I think the Dolphins still need a year. I feel like I'm gonna go 49ers and Bills. Team, and I still don't know who is gonna start. I don't think anyone knows who's gonna start the 49ers, if it's Trey Lance or Brock Purdy. Yeah. I actually I was the one who told. You go ahead.
Okay, actually. Oh, thank you. Actually, I did want to ask you guys, who would you start if you're in the Niners' shoes?
So hard because
Purdy or
we
Lance.
we got to see a lot of Trey Lance, but it wasn't the best he could have been. He's in charge of the 49ers. I'm disappointed in class. You have a terrible.
Oh yeah.
You have a pretty bad line, and your second pick is a kicker. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, they did need a kicker too because Robbie Gould's getting old.
Second
pick, makes
though.
Sense, but I don't know. I think you could have done more. I also do like Cameron with 2 at tight end.
Their earliest pick was
But as I asked you guys, who would you go?
I would go Brock Purdy. I would go Brock Purdy just because. Another thing of this segment I want to introduce later in the show. Like, Trey Lance has really good trade value.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, again, the 49ers need a lot of help on that O-line. So I would trade Trey Lance to a team and receive some offensive players. offensive players, and maybe a draft pick. It's me.
I like that. I'd also agree with that. I'd go Brock Purdy just because I think he's got the more experience. I really do like Trey Lance, but it's just like, man, the unfortunateness of the situation is like you already saw what Purdy can do, and I don't know if you can put that aside and go, just hold on for a little bit. Like I think you gotta act while the fire's hot.
It does on go to 49ers depth chart starter Brock Purdy, but it's a Q at the end of it. I don't know if that means like question or something. God, it's amazing how stacked there is in the 49ers. Like, I'm surprised they didn't go that far.
Yes. Yes.
What about you, dude?
Huh?
Who would you start?
Brock Purdy.
Dude, Trey
Brock
Lance
Purdy
is
all day.
third
So unanimous across the
depth
board.
chart. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, because
On the depth chart?
because he is out. Because dude, you forget he like tore everything in his leg last year. What?
Sam Darnold's
Oh, yeah.
second on depth chart.
I forgot.
Dude, I forgot he was a perm.
I'm sorry. He's so bad. I'm sorry, Sam Darnold, if you ever see this. But like,
and Trey Lance also got to go, get rid of in the locker room from that one, taunting the players.
How do I edit this?
All right.
All right. So, anybody else with any hot takes?
No, I'm good. I don't have anything.
I think.
I also do think Keishawn Butte is going to have a pretty substantial year, and people again are going to kind of turn and look and go, "How is this guy going this late?" So yeah, I think he'll be a name to remember.
Yeah, are we ready to wrap things up for the first episode?
I believe so.
Yep.
I'm all good. Chooch, you good?
You got one more or something?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the first ever episode. I had a lot of fun talking to my co-host Chooch and Cole. I wait for the season to start, and I can't wait for us to get a following. Please look in the description. You'll find our Instagram, our Twitter, our Twitch. Me and Chooch will soon be playing MLB The Show or maybe some Madden. Also, we are all doing this on Discord. That's where you can find us and our community that we're trying to build up. So thank you so much for listening, and have a good one, everyone.
Yes, and also one more thing. Our next show will be the college football show that Chooch and I and Jacob will be back talking about the season that is going to unfold, a little bit of the off season, and we'll talk more about what that has to pertain to as we draw closer to that. So thank you again, as Jacob said, truly fun to do this, and God bless y'all.
Yep, thank everyone for coming out and listening. Pizza, close it out.
You have to, because if I...
Okay, I'm stopping the recording then.